Hello everyone, welcome to the Little Chapel of Faith. My name is Tina. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We have platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you're on any of those or all those, please like, subscribe, and share. We're here with the reading from the diary of Saint Faustina. Now let's begin. August 5th, 1937. The Lord let me know how much our dear Mother Superior, Irene, is defending me against not only by her prayer, but also by deed. Thank you, Jesus, for the grace. It will not go unrequited. In my heart, when I am with Jesus, I do not forget about her. September 6, 1937. Today I begin a new assignment. I go from the garden of the desert of the gate. I went in to talk to the Lord for a while. I asked him for a blessing and for graces to faithfully carry out the duties entrusted in me. I heard these words, "My daughter, I am always with you. I have given the opportunity to practice deeds of mercy, which you will perform according to obedience. You will give me much pleasure if each evening you will speak to me, especially about this task." I felt that Jesus had given me a new grace in relation to my new duties, but despite this, I've locked myself deeper into his heart. Today, I felt more ill, but Jesus has given me many more opportunities on this day to practice virtue. It so happened that I was busier than usual, and the sister in charge of the kitchen made it clear to me how irritated she was that I had come late for dinner, although it was quite impossible for me to have come sooner. At any rate, I felt so unwell that I asked Mother Superior to allow me to lie down. I went to ask Sister N to take my place, and again I got a scolding. "What is this, sister? You're so exhausted that you're going back to bed again? Confound you with all this lying in bed." I put up with all that, but this wasn't the end. I still had to ask the sister who was in charge of the sick to bring me my meal. When I told her this, she burst out of the chapel into the corridor after me to give me a piece of her mind. "Why on earth are you going to bed, sister?" etc. I asked her not to bother bringing me anything. I am writing all this very briefly because it is not my intention to write about such things, and I am doing so merely to dissuade souls from treating others in this way, for this is displeasing to the Lord. In a suffering soul, we should see Jesus crucified and not a loaf or a burden on the community. A soul who suffers with submission to the will of God draws down more blessings on the whole covenant than all the working sisters. Poor indeed is a convent where there are no sick sisters. God often grants many and great graces out of regard for the souls of who are suffering, and he withholds many punishments solely because of the suffering souls. O my Jesus, when shall we look upon souls with higher motives in mind? When will your judgment be true? You give us occasions to practice deeds, mercy, and instead, we use the occasions to pass judgment. In order to know whether the love of God flourishes in convent, one must ask how they treat the sick and the disabled and infirm who are there. September 10th, 1937. I'm in the course of meditation that the purer the soul, the greater the communion with God on the spiritual level. She pays little heed to the series in their protest. God is a spirit, and so I love with him in spirit and in truth. When I heard how dangerous it was to get to the gate these days because of the revolutionary disturbances and how many evil people have hatred for convents, I went in and had to talk with the Lord and asked him to so arrange it that no evil person would dare to come to the gate. Then I heard these words, "My daughter, the moment when you get to the gate, I set a cherub over it to be guarded. Be at peace." After returning from my conversation with the Lord, I saw a little white cloud, and in it a cherub with his hands joined. His gaze was like lightning, and I understood how the fire of God's love burns in that look. I'm going to leave it there before my eyes blink out anymore. That is our readings for the Diary of St. Faustina for today. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Be well, be safe, be kind to each other. May God bless us all.